Hello everybody, welcome back to Mining Modern. I'm Corbin Hostler, and this is 3 Bloodbraid Elves. That's what we're looking at. 3 Bloodbraid Elves, a Blood Moon, and a Stone Rain, and we're on the draw. Why not? Now, let it be known, this is not... Oh, it's the Tron matchup. Okay. This is not a great matchup for us. Rather, not a great hand for us. It's a great matchup for us. You play this deck basically for this matchup. Unfortunately, our opponent is going to have turn 3 Tron, so... we're going to find out whether or not they have a payoff spell on turn 3. This is why, by the way, you are supposed to keep hands with one. You have 10 one-man acceleration spells. You're supposed to do that. Because if we had done that into Stone Rain or Blood Moon or whatever, our opponent would not be able to do much. Now we're just crossing our fingers our opponent doesn't have a 7-mana payoff spell. Chalice of the Void for 1. Well, Chalice of the Void for 1 is pretty good against us. Not necessarily great against this particular hand, though. Just going to be Blood Mooning next turn. Is it Eldrazi Tron? Oh, it is. Uh-oh. Well, alright. Blood Moon it is. Well... Let's hope 3 Bloodbraid Elves is enough to get there. It should be. I think we might end up going down to 3 life here. Chalice of the Void for 2. Okay. Joke's on you, friend. We actually have 0 2-mana spells in our deck. Let's see what we have with this Bloodbraid Elf. Nissa is a perfect one, I guess. It certainly is good, though. We get to create a plant token here. And if we really want, we can protect our Nissa, but it's going to save us life, and that's what matters here, I think. They want to come in at Nissa. I probably just let Nissa go. You know, I could throw the Bloodbraid Elf in front of it to make another plant, but that's just kind of a losing game. I'm willing to just let Nissa go here and play out another Bloodbraid Elf. Ooh, Kitchen Finks is pretty good, too. And well, I can't go Kitchen Finks and Birds, so Bloodbraid Elf it is. Oh, I can't go Birds at all, actually. There's a Chalice. Good to remember that. I guess I'll play another Blood Moon. Well, we are going to attempt to trade with this Reality Smasher here. Might work, it might not, but we're going to try another Bloodbraid Elf next turn. Uh-oh. Walking Ballista makes that plan a little rough. It makes that plan very bad for us, actually. I think I just have to take it. Because if I go for the block, we get blown out, and then we have no hope of trading next turn. I'm not convinced that Kitchen Finks would... I don't know if Bloodbraid is for sure better than Finks here, but why not? Well, now we need to very much hope our opponent does not find another land, because what I did not necessarily take into account is that Walking Ballista can just kill us. If they don't hit land, though, we're okay. Because then we can play Kitchen Finks and get some life back. Looks like they did not hit land, so that's good for us. I do have to triple block the Smasher if it comes in, though. And it's not going to. Okay. Well, this is all still, honestly, pretty terrible for us. I do... Well, you know, I don't have to play this now. Because my opponent can't activate this, and they can't activate it anytime soon either. So there's no reason not to just Stone Rain them out of the game. That way they can't cast any more Ballistas or Thought Knots or Smashers or whatever that they draw. And as long as we're not dead to the Ballista, we don't need to play the Kitchen Finks. Reshaper's pretty good. We had time to deal with it, though. That's a nice draw as well for us. Okay, well, we are trying to dig ourselves out of this hole here. We've got our opponent somewhat choked on mana, at least. All right, here comes the attack. You know, this plant token is going to be MVP here. We have to do this so we can ensure a trade, and we have to do this so we don't die. Fortunately, Thragtusk is a perfect follow-up. So the downside is our opponent can remove 1 Ballista counter here to completely clear our board, which is bad for us, which, you know, they do as expected. But, You know, it's not all bad. We get to play Thragtusk here. We go back up to 8 life, which is out of the danger zone. And now we're just one land away from playing Inferno Titan and hopefully being able to close it out. Yeah, I think I just have to block here. Let's hope they miss. Ghost Quarter. Well, then there's a land, and now they can start taking up the Ballista, so... What was that? Oh, they just put a counter on it. Sure. Okay, so we did not hit the land for Inferno Titan. I think I'm good to attack here, though. I think Courser is the play here over Finks. Land on top, please. Perfect. All right, here we go. I think we've turned the corner. We just have, if our opponent has another Smasher in hand, we're in trouble, but let's hope that that's not the case. I mean, we even got to attack. We are almost there. And they just want to load up the Ballista. I mean, I guess that's fine with us. Because we are going to, right now, hopefully slam the door on that with this Inferno Titan. This might get us there. You know, we're not out of the woods yet, but we are pretty close. We even get ahead of the game here a little bit, taking out this Ballista before they can pump it to 4. And they're going to take out our Beast, sure. I suppose if I had attacked with the Beast first, we would have got in the 3 damage, and then I could have killed it. So we might have got in 1 more damage that way. Or I could have actually, the better play would have been to attack with both. Yeah, I kind of messed up there. I don't know if it'll matter. You know, I could have attacked with both. Our opponent would have blocked this, taken 3, and then I could have played this. It would have only taken 1 to remove it. And we could have had our opponent at, they would have taken 3 instead of 2, so it would have been at 14, plus the 2 from the Titan. They would have been at 12. And in this turn, I would attack for 9, 11 lethal. As opposed to being 1 short like I am now. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, I don't think it'll matter, but it is worth noting that was a real misplay. All right, move to blockers here. Just gonna pump this thing 3 times. Get in for 11, but yeah, as you can see, it really did matter there. You know, it may or may not matter in the course of the game. All we have to do is attack with Inferno Titan again to win. And I really see what our opponent could have to get out of it. But misplay is a misplay, even if we aren't punished for it. All right, on to game 2. Well, we got a little lucky there, I won't lie. But I'm okay with that. Ancient Grudge is, it's Eldrazi Tron. Ancient Grudge might be okay. Our deck is pretty good against them already, to be honest. Yeah, I just don't want the Grudge because I barely want anything here. Maybe I don't even want Crumble to Dust. Honestly, just might not need it. I mean, basically you play Ponza. Your deck is, you're pre-boarded against deck like Eldrazi Tron and Tron. That's the point of the deck. I mean, not quite. If it was traditional Tron, I'd board and Crumble to Dust, but yeah, this is easy mulligan. I think we have to keep this. We get a Scry. Don't want that one. I mean, we get a Scry and we have a turn 1. And we have a turn 2 Blood Moon if we draw land, and we did. So, interestingly, I think I actually want to name green with this. Because we have more double green spells than we do double red. And we're going to have plenty of red mana thanks to this Blood Moon. Yeah, that's a thing. Well, that's pretty good for our opponent, to be sure. In fact, it was great for them. I mean, they set themselves back a turn, but they did take us off mana. And given that they might still have a Tron here. And there's a Chalice on 1. It's pretty bad for us. And that is the miss on the land. So, alright. Might have got hosed out of this one. At least it's not natural Tron following up that Ghost Quarter and Chalice, so not as bad as it could have been, but the fact that we now have 9 dead cards in our deck is pretty bad for us. And we're not going to draw lands, so alright. The land destruction deck getting land destructed out of the game, I suppose. Thought not. Ballista. Alright, there's our land. I guess I play the Blood Moon. And then the Finks. And we have to play Blood Moon now or we're just dead to so many things. So, and we do fortunately have the double green. If we just hit land drops, we might actually be okay here. You know, we have to take a lot of damage here. But, you know, chaining Finks into... Well, Courser's pretty good too, but... You know what? I think we have to play the Courser here. And I think I have to play Courser, just because we have to hit land drops, and there we go. Arbor Elf is not so good, but... If there's a land on top of our deck, we might still be okay. And I probably have to block the Reshaper here, I guess. Although, actually, it makes more sense. This is an interesting block, because... You know, we could block the Reshaper and take it out, but we can also block this. That puts... Well, they can just activate. No, we have to block Reshaper. I would say it would make them act... They'd be able to remove a counter and then it'd have 2 damage and die, but they can just pump mana into it. We just have to chain Finks into Thragtusk here. It's the only way we're digging out of this one. Man, that's a pretty good one for them. And I don't know if we're going to be able to dig out of it even with that, to be honest. They just pump mana into this thing for a few more turns and we're going to die. The fact that they did not whiff on that Reshaper is pretty good. Also, they now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. A lot of their stuff, they do need... You know, they can play Karn or whatever, though. It's and I'm just forced to block everything here. Because we can't take damage and die to the Ballista pings. Wastes. Okay, well, that's a good target. Actually, that's terrible for us. So it's a good target to Monvuli Acid Moss next turn. We finally carved out a bit of a window here, but wow, okay. No, we actually are going to get the opportunity to do that. Warping Whale. Counter target sorcery spell. Well, okay. Guess our sorcery spell has been countered. And that means they probably have a Smasher or something here. It's a pretty great series of hits off of the... And we're just... They've 8? Yeah, we're just dead anyways. I can double pump Ballista, hit us for 5, ping us for 5. Yeah, you know, I do want Ancient Grudge because of this. It was kind of annoying in game 1, but I didn't think it was necessarily the end of the world. But no, it actually is. It's just going to win in the game, so... Let's go ahead and get some Ancient Grudges in here. We're going to be on the play, though, and that's obviously much better for us. I like most of what we have, to be honest. Stormbreath might be the weakest. The Finks are pretty good in the early game. I think I'm going to try to board out of birds here and hope we get lucky. We did, sort of. If there's a land on top of our deck, we're in business. If there's not, we'll see. I don't think I can mulligan Arbor Elf Utopia Sprawl, though. Not when it also has Blood Moon and also has Ancient Grudge. I mean, this hand is just so good that if we find land on our next turn, I don't know that we can basically, if we can lose, if we turn to Bloodbraid them. This can't be good. Yeah, we're getting dismembered. We did hit the land, too. Let's hope we don't get Ghost Quartered. I'm just gonna name green. We have the Blood Moon. Yeah, if we get they have the Dismember. Now, if they don't have Chalice, well, even if they do have Chalice, I mean, this isn't bad. Ghost Quarter was what I was most worried about, and they don't have it, so we might get away with this here. In fact, it really looks like we might. Okay, we can Bloodbraid even. I can Bloodbraid, I can Nissa, I can Blood Moon. Given that our opponent's doing nothing, I'm kind of inclined to just Bloodbraid here. Because we have so many hits off of Bloodbraid that are essentially the same as casting Blood Moon, including 3 more Blood Moons. So, and what do you know? That'll do. That should probably get us there, to be honest. We have another Blood Moon if they do get rid of it. We have the Ancient Grudge. That's going to go get a waste, so that's a thing. But we have a replacement Blood Moon, and we have the Ancient Grudge for Ballista, which is what is one of the few things we actually have to be concerned about. Also, our opponent's down to 10 already. You know, they always say it's not just enough to Blood Moon a Tron deck. You have to also have pressure. And fortunately, that's where Bloodbraid Elf comes in, because it is perfect at that. And they get their wastes. And we can't actually interact with that waste for what it's worth. We're going to get Thought Knotted here, so I assume this is our Ancient Grudge going by the wayside. This is still a game. Fortunately, I'm very good at the game that it is, as you can see. Alright, let's Bloodbraid number 2. Stone Rain. I would like to Stone Rain this waste. This is actually even more sick here because I get to minus the old minus Nissa here, and suddenly the Bloodbraids trade with the Thought Knots here, and we even have this plant to chump block it. Oh, we even get to draw a card here. What do you know? Alright, I would say that this is enough to lock it up. Oh, they have another waste, though, so maybe not. Hitting that. What do you know? Bloodbraid's a good card, as it turns out. There's a map. Don't care much about the map. We have lethal on the board. I can minus Nissa and swing for lethal. It would basically, in fact, they're just dead if they don't play a creature here. And there's a Walking Ballista. Well, Walking Ballista keeps them from dying, but it's not actually that good for them. Yeah, I'm just gonna swing with the team here. I'm not gonna mess around. There's no reason to minus Nissa. It wouldn't be lethal. Just making plants is enough of a threat, to be honest. Yeah, our opponent definitely doesn't want to go to 1 there. Alright, diversify these a little bit. And throw down another Blood Moon. This should be it. Nissa, what do you know? Nissa voices Zendikar, a modern all-star. Who could have guessed? This is not over. Our opponent has wastes. They have the ability to cast everything in their deck. I mean, they could play Reality Smasher right now and kill our Nissa. That would leave them dead. They can Smash her to block, though, which does not kill them. We've been sent a message. So, GG. All right, well, maybe we got there anyways. That was pretty close. That was a scary game. They had the Dismember, and that could have wrecked us because we were on track to turn to Bloodbraid Elf, luckily, but we was opponent says BBE too strong. Please tell Wizards. You know what? I understand that because Bloodbraid Elf sure as heck won us this game. All right, let's get on in there with the team. That was quite a match, to be honest. Whew, we did it, though. Bloodbraid Elf is too strong. Welcome to the new world of Modern, where Bloodbraid Elf, not Jace, is a card that is going to take Ponza to the top. It's going to make a big impact on Modern. You saw a deck that I think it's going to push to the forefront right here with this one. That was a lot of fun, everyone. I'm Corbin Hostler. Thank you for watching.